And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today. As always, Takes by Fans is live daily, folks, at noon Eastern, and you can watch live at twitch.tv/takesbyfans or at our official website, takesbyfans.com/watch. If you want to watch but not live, we post all of our videos on YouTube, so check out our YouTube channel at Takes by Fans. And if you don't want to watch and only want to listen, we are on podcasting apps. Spotify's the big one, Anchor's the big one, and Apple Podcasts is on the way, folks. Trust me, it is on the way. So however you want to watch, listen, it's going to be Takes by Fans everywhere, folks. All right. Today is Saturday. We are going to have our official picks. We guessed and reacted to the lines yesterday. We've slept on those lines. We've came up with some good picks this week, looking to hit on all 6 of our picks. We're also going to look at a little bit of Mitch Trunisky today, kind of in our Saturday showcase a little bit. He's going to be starting for the Bears this week, which I think is a very great thing for the Bears to do. I mean, Nick Foles hasn't been getting it done, and this is Mitch Trubisky's last year on his contract. You have to see if you're going to keep him as a backup, try to develop him. You probably not, but you still have to give the man a little bit of options. I thought they kind of pulled him a little bit too soon, but he is going to be starting this week, so let's kind of look at him. How bad is he actually? Is he even that bad? We'll take a look at what he's done for us. So we'll break down Mitch Trunisky and give our picks on today's show. But first, let's jump into some stories we got to cover just kind of quickly. So the first one is Chargers ruled out cornerback Casey Hayward and linebacker Melvin Ingram for Sunday's game. So two decent players for the Chargers being out on the defensive side of the ball. They have to go on the road against Buffalo, who's pretty decent offensively coming off of a bye. So Chargers here. We did pick this game in this. This does take a little bit into consideration in our picks. But yeah, Chargers on the road, key defensive pieces being out, not the greatest. All right, and then Jaguars, they ruled out wide receivers DJ Chark and Chris Conley. Not good. DJ Chark is their best wide receiver weapon, and they're starting a new quarterback this week. Not a good side for Jacksonville. They're at home, but they're not going to be able to put up any points if their main wide receiver's out. Now your third-string quarterback and the number 2 wide receiver have to step up and, take control of the game. I don't think that really works out too well in the NFL, so not looking for the Jags. Not looking good for the Jags this week, unfortunately. All right, more news of players being out. Todd Gurley, he is out against the Raiders. He's not a huge running back for the Falcons, but he is decent, consistent offense. He'll average about 50 yards a game on about 3 yards a carry, which is, basically average in this league. So definitely going to hurt the Falcons' offense a little bit. Their offense last week was atrocious, regardless. Now this week they're going to be missing their number 1 running back. We'll see how they fare against this Raiders team. They're at home. I don't know which Atlanta offense we're going to get this week, folks. It's not good that Todd Gurley's not going to be playing, and I think we just have to stay away from Atlanta until they prove that their offense is good again, because last week, folks, that was one of the worst offensive performances we've seen this season. Not good. Alrighty, and here we go. Texans, they're releasing veteran wide receiver Kenny Stills. I mean, Texans, they probably had the deepest wide receiver core in the league. Losing Kenny Stills is definitely going to hurt them a little bit. He was probably the number 4 out of their top 4 receivers. Brandon Cooks. I'm forgetting them all. Oh, my goodness. Will Fuller, who's the third? I can't remember, but I would put probably Kenny Stills as probably that kind of 4th wide receiver out of those 4. He's always injured as well, really can't stay healthy. The Dolphins traded Kenny Stills to the Texans last season, and he's probably missed at least 10 games from last season to this season, so he's always injured. He's not reliable. Texans have more depth. I don't think this is going to hurt the Texans really at all. Losing your 4th string wide receiver, okay. Yeah, it was nice that it was Kenny Stills, and he's kind of, a number 2 on a good team, but, to have him as a number 4 was definitely good, but they felt that they can, get on without him. He's always kind of injured, can't stay healthy, and unfortunate for Kenny Stills. We'll see. He'll definitely land somewhere. He'll be back on his feet somewhere, no doubt. And then I'm sure you guys have all heard the Ravens-Steelers game has been pushed back again till Tuesday, which, hey, that's good for us, right? Sunday football, Monday football, and Tuesday football, and then we get Wednesday off, and then we're back at it on Thursday. So, hey, no complaints here. It does suck that they couldn't play on Thanksgiving, because I think everyone really deserved to watch this 10-0 Steelers team work on Thanksgiving, even though it would have been, with a subpar Ravens team. I still think the Steelers earned a primetime spot, especially on, Thanksgiving, to really showcase their talent. So definitely unfortunate that it got pushed back to Monday and then pushed back to Tuesday. So, but this also moves back the Cowboys and Ravens game on week 13 next week. So this is what it is. The Ravens Steelers has been pushed back to Tuesday, December 1st at 8 o'clock, and it's going to be on NBC. So prime time, night game on football, Tuesday night football, Monday night football, Sunday night football. Absolutely fantastic. And then the Cowboys at the Ravens, which was originally scheduled for Thursday. That was supposed to be the Thursday night game, December 3rd. But I mean, you can't have the Ravens playing Tuesday and then take Wednesday off to prepare and then go play Thursday. Can't do that. So they moved back that game to Monday, December 7th. So that's going to be the Monday game, but it's going to be at 5 o'clock. So we're still going to have 2 Monday games next week. That's actually fantastic as well. So, it is a little bit of, it sucks because, these players have gotten COVID and they had to move games back. But, we're doubling up on some days of football. We're adding extra days of football, which, in my opinion, isn't the worst thing. It does suck that they weren't, played on time. But, hey, you got to take what you're given here. And as long as these games are getting played, I think that's really all the NFL cares about, ending the season on time. Doesn't matter if we have to, double up some games or move back some games in the same week. As long as they get played, that's all the NFL is really looking for. So, couple of games moved back, but all you really have to know is that this week we got Tuesday night football, and next week we got 2 Monday games, so not bad. All right, and then the last story real quick. I mean, it's going to be kind of our Saturday focus here. Mitch Trunisky returning as the Bears starting quarterback versus the Packers on Sunday Night Football, primetime division game. This should be a good one, and we picked this game. This is going to be one of our picks, Bears, Packers. The spread is Packers minus 9.5, and we're going to take that game because I like Mitch Trunisky starting, folks. I really think that's going to spark up this offense. I truly think that. All right, so those are all the stories we had to get out of the way. So let's dive into our picks. Let's refresh these lines, get them up to the minute, up to the refreshed as up to date as possible we can get here. Just on first look, before we went live, some lines have been coming down slowly a little bit here. Dolphins Jets, it opened up at Dolphins -7. Now it's Dolphins -6.5. This one's falling. Bills Chargers, this one I believe opened up at Bills -5. Now it's Bills -4.5. Once again falling a little bit. Which other games fell? Any other games fell? Maybe just those two. But it's just seen. Oh, they put the Ravens Steelers. This one is now at Steelers -7.5. I think we predicted this one at Steelers -9.5 yesterday. Couldn't see it because they took the game off the betting lines because they weren't sure if it was going to get played or not. But it's back up, and the Steelers are now -7.5. So I mean, they got no Lamar Jackson. I would take that in a heartbeat, but we're going to stay away from that game just because it was a little wonky, and we're not going to get into all those factors. Alrighty, so we're going to do our official picks now. If you're new here at Takes by Fans, our picks are, we do 6 picks. We break them up into 2 categories of 3. Our first category is our locks. These will all happen. These will all hit. You can bet whatever you want because there's no consequences. These will definitely hit. Bet all of your cars in your driveway. Bet your future. Bet your kids' college tuition because you will win. There's literally no consequences of betting all your money on these 3 games. And then we have our 99% guarantee section. Another, we feel very confident about these picks, but we can see maybe one thing that goes wrong and ruins the bet. So don't bet your future, maybe half of your future, a quarter of your future, maybe one of the 2 cars in your driveway. Nothing outrageous, just decent money that you can afford to lose, possibly with the 99% guarantee section. Alrighty, so here we go. We're going to start with our locks and our 3 picks in our locks. Our first pick in our lock section is going to be Titans +3. Let's take it back. These Colts, the last 2 weeks, they had to face the Titans on Thursday Night Football. They were, they were getting beat a little bit. They were hanging in there, but they were still kind of losing about 17-14, 17-10, kind of midway third quarter until the special teams for the Titans really blew it. There was like a 16-yard punt, the block punt, that was returned for a touchdown, short fields for Phillip Rivers, and he was able to take advantage of them, and the Colts win the game. Now let's go to last week. What happened with the Colts? They got down big. They allowed 28 points in the first quarter by Green Bay. They were up 28-14 going into halftime, and then after halftime, the Colts defense tightened up a little bit, held the Packers to only, I think, 3 points in the second half, got some good turnovers, but their clock management at the end of the game wasn't the best. It still took a little bit for this Colts offense to get there. Once again, kind of relying heavy on the defense in the second half to really stop the scoring, rely on the special teams a little bit, rely on fumbles, rely on the Packers not picking up the fourth downs. So I'm not going to give this Colts team too much credit. You know my feelings on Phillip Rivers. I don't think he's a trustworthy quarterback who can win you the big games consistently. He seems lazy and just uninterested in winning games some of the times, and we're gonna get that again at some point. That's why we're taking this Colts team very slowly. Yes, we put them in the top 10 in our power rankings, but we're leaving them at 9. We're gonna make it a little tougher for them to climb up the rankings because Phillip Rivers, we can't trust him. Now this Titans team, they're coming off of a great win last week against the Ravens in Baltimore, a huge emotional win. Now they have to go and face this Colts team one more time in Indianapolis, a dome, so the weather's going to be a non-factor. This Titans team can get after. Their defense is pretty solid. I mean, when you hold Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to, under 28 points, I believe, that's pretty good. Lamar Jackson has the ability to really just change games by himself with his legs, and the Titans kept that in check. The run game was fantastic. Derrick Henry with the walk-off touchdown in overtime. Ryan Tannehill being serviceable, hitting all of his wide receivers in the second half, the wide receivers catching all the balls, everybody buying into this Mike Vrabel team. So I love the Titans here in their second meeting. I don't think the Colts really should have won their last 2 games, but they pull off wins. So yes, they're 7-3, and yes, we will respect them a little bit, but I believe overall, head-to-head, this Titans team is better, even though they lost their first meeting. That was heavy on the special teams, folks. That was heavy on the special teams blowing the game for the Titans. Now they get the revenge game against the Colts here, and we get 3 points. Absolutely fantastic. We like the Titans +3 here. Alrighty, our second game in our lock section is going to be Bills -4.5. Bills coming off of a bye at home. That's all you need to say. Oh, and the Chargers are coming off a very, very inflated win against the Jets last week. Justin Herbert looked like Peyton Manning or Tom Brady out there. The man was slinging it 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. It was all great. The completion percentage was good. They put up 35 points. I think they won 35-28, something around there. But they put up 35 at least plus points. Absolutely fantastic. Their offense was kind of rolling, but classic Chargers fashion, they almost let the Jets, a Jets team on the road, almost come back and make the game a little interesting, in the fourth quarter, which it really shouldn't have been. They really opened it up in the first quarter. They clammed up. Classic Chargers. So you can't trust the Chargers even against the worst of the worst teams. I mean, folks, that Jets team is bottom 2. You can put Jags and Jets. I would put Jets at last, Jags at second to last, but you make the call. They're bottom of the barrel teams, and the Chargers are still struggling. Now they're on the road. They struggle on the road mightily. This Bills team coming off of a bye. Josh Allen's ready to rock, baby. Josh Allen feels like the quarterback that is like, when he's on a bye watching other quarterback play, he's like, damn, man, they could be talking about me like that because I can do all those things, and they're not talking about me this week. So I'm trying to have the media talk about me again because I wasn't getting talked about last week because of the bye. So expect him to really come out, firing the ball, slinging it down the field. This Buffalo's defense had the extra week to prepare and get ready and get healthier. Yeah, Josh Allen had so much time to prepare for this Chargers game. This Chargers team isn't that good. Defensively, they're not great. Offensively, they're not great. And they clam up with their play calling. So I think the Buffalo Bills can definitely take advantage of it. This is a lower tier team in the Chargers, and the Bills thrive on lower tier teams. So I love the Bills here. We'll swallow the 4.5. They're off a bye. They're at home. Josh Allen is a very good quarterback against non-good teams, and they got the Chargers this week. We're going to trust the Bills minus 4.5. Alrighty, and then our last pick in our lock section, and I am calling this a lock, folks. The Chicago Bears plus 9.5 points. Folks, this Bears defense is very, very good. This Packers offense gets a little wild sometimes. I mean, just look at their last couple of weeks. I mean, even last week they couldn't score in the second half against the Colts defense, which is pretty good. The Bears defense is better than the Colts defense. In the fumbling, the mistakes, Aaron Rodgers turning the ball over, the Packers going for it on multiple fourth downs when they could have just taken the field goal to really tie up the game. Questionable play calling, boredom play calling, and we get the Bears defense who can definitely keep the Packers passing attack in check, keep Aaron Rodgers in check, maybe force a couple of turnovers, make them frustrated early. I mean, we see the Packers play frustrated. They did it against the Bucs, and they put up 14 points, and that was it. They scored on their first 2 drives, and then Aaron Rodgers started throwing interceptions, and they couldn't overcome the adversity. This is what the Packers do. So if the Bears defense causes any chaos, any uncomfortability for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, they may just implode right from the get-go. It could happen just as quick as that. We've seen it time and time again. So I get this Bears defense, and I get Mitch Trunisky back playing quarterback. I'll take it. 9.5 points. I think the defense keeps it close. Maybe gets a couple of short fields with the good special teams or the good defense forcing turnovers. Mitch Trubisky with a short field is better than Nick Foles with a short field. I'll say it. So I get all that, and I get 9.5 points. Division game, primetime game. Matt Nagy coaching kind of for his life here, trying to keep his kind of image good. And we get 9.5, folks. That's a lot of points. I can't trust Aaron Rodgers with 9.5 points. We saw him last week, up 28-14. It doesn't matter. They let the lead slip away. They fumble the ball. They got the ball to start overtime, and they blow the game with the fumble. They're at home this season, but it really doesn't even matter. I mean, the home to kind of a road ratio of wins and losses isn't even a kind of a factor this season. Just goes to show how important the fans are and crowd noise and hearing the play call, all how valuable all that stuff is for the home crowd. So I absolutely love it. We're trusting Mitch Trubisky. We're trusting this Bears defense, and we're going to take them plus 9.5. Aaron Rodgers, can't trust him. He's really been losing us. It's just something about him. They're losing these games that they shouldn't be losing. Aaron Rodgers is getting, just bored. He's just looking bored out there, just slinging it, not worried about winning, because once they already get a lead, they just get bored. I don't know what it is. So we love the Bears plus 9.5. So those are our locks. Titans plus 3, Bills minus 4.5, and Bears plus 9.5. You put $500 on this game, you're walking away with $3,593. I mean, folks, that's easy money right there. An easy $3K in your pocket. Gosh darn, Christmas is coming up, folks. Gosh darn. All right, so let's go to our 99% guarantee section now. We've got 3 more picks. Feeling good about these ones as well. Alrighty, our first pick in our 99% guarantee section is going to be the Chiefs minus 3.5. I'm not trusting Tom Brady at all, folks. That's all there is to this game. Tom Brady, cannot trust him. He's not getting his ball to his wide receivers down the field. Bruce Arians is calling him out. There's going to be, love lost between those two. I don't know why Bruce Arians is doing that. He's kind of ruining the team. Can't do that. Cannot disrespect your franchise quarterback that has been proven a winner for the past 20 seasons. I don't care what he's doing this season. You can't disrespect a man like that. Now I don't disagree what Bruce Arians is saying about Tom Brady. He definitely does need to step it up, and they have all the talent in the world. I mean, folks, if you give anybody this receiving core and all these offensive weapons, and if they can't make it work, I don't even know what to tell you. So We get the Bucks here, who we can't trust their wide receivers, and the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, they trust all their players. They trust every single one of their players, from the rookie running back to Tyreek Hill, who's probably the second best wide receiver in the league, to Travis Kelce, one of the best catching tight ends in the league. Patrick Mahomes will use his leg when he needs to, not when he just wants to. So we get the speed of this Chiefs offense is something special. They're going to outrun this Bucks defense that can't stop they can stop the run, but they cannot stop the pass to save their lives. We saw what the Rams offense did, and they had two receivers with 150 yards. Imagine what Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill is going to be able to do against this Bucks defense. Tyreek Hill is single-handedly just going to outrun every single person on this Bucks defense every single play. I would just keep Tyreek Hill on a fade every single play. That's all I care. Outrun the defense. Is going to get there, and the defensive line for the Bucks is going to be tired chasing Patrick Mahomes around. He's going to have all the time in the pocket to unload the deep ball to Tyreek Hill. And then this isn't even bringing up the Chiefs defense, who's fast on themselves. Tyrann Mathieu is going to be a pain for Tom Brady. He will be all over the field. Tyrann Mathieu has the speed to cover Tyreek Hill one-on-one. No problems there. Or hang on, what am I talking about? He's got the speed to keep up with Antonio Brown or Mike Evans. He's got the athleticism to jump as high as Mike Evans, Tyrann Mathieu does. So whoever Tom Brady's going to, Tyrann Mathieu's going to take it away, and the rest of this fast Chiefs defense is going to get there as well. Tom Brady's going to throw at least 2 picks in this game. Love the Chiefs here. Yes, they're on the road. It doesn't matter. -3.5. It doesn't matter. We cannot trust this Buccaneers offense, folks. Love the Chiefs -3. All right, our second pick in our 99% category is going to be the Arizona Cardinals -2. We're gonna trust them here. Yes, no Larry Fitzgerald for the Cardinals. That's not gonna make too much of a difference. Yes, Kyler Murray's a little banged up. He's kind of been on the injury list a little bit this week with the injured shoulder, but he should be good to go. It's gonna be Cardinals versus Patriots. Patriots are at home, but yeah, the Patriots defense is pretty good. They kind of shut out a lot of teams in the first half. They barely give up any points in the first half. So that is something that the Patriots do very well. Holds teams not a lot of points in the first half, but they kind of, they lose the game in the second half. They start to give up points in the second half. Cam Newton cannot match the output of other teams' offenses in his own offense. I don't know what it is, but Cam Newton has really regressed this season, whether it be the lack of weapons New England has or the lack of ability that Cam has. I'm not sure. You can pretty much put the blame on either one has credit to it, but we cannot trust Cam Newton. When you're talking Kyler Murray or Cam Newton, I'm taking Kyler Murray all day. Yeah, this Patriots defense is good, but it's good because it's well coached, but this Cardinals defense is just really good. They have some special talent. Budda Baker, one of the better defensive backs in the league. I am kind of a fan of him. And Cam Newton against a good defense, I think he's going to flounder a little bit. The Texans last week, they don't have that great of a defense, and the Patriots still only put up, 21 points, 24 points maybe? Nothing big, and now they're at home. Yes, so that's good for them, but I'm going to trust this Cardinals offense is better than the Patriots offense, and I think this Cardinals defense is better than the Patriots defense. It's just the Patriots have Bill Belichick. That's really it. So we're going to take the risk here. Cardinals -2. They win by a field goal. You're good to go. Cardinals -2. We're going to risk it with Kyler Murray, folks. Yes, it's Bill Belichick, but I cannot trust Cam Newton. I don't think they can score. And this Arizona team has proven that they can score with the better defenses. They can be competitive against, the better teams. Seattle, Buffalo. They beat Buffalo. The Hail Murray. We all know it. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Cardinals here -2. Cannot trust this Patriots offense. Cannot trust Cam Newton. It's not looking good, folks. It's truly not looking good. Cam Newton in New England is not working. I thought it would. It's not. Unfortunate. All right, and then our last pick in our 99% guarantee is going to be Saints -6.5. I absolutely loved what Taysom Hill did last week. Absolutely fantastic. He slung the ball, high completion percentage, good yards, didn't even turn the ball over. Fantastic. threw to his wide receivers. Michael Thomas was their number one leading wide receiver last week. Emmanuel Sanders was their second leading receiver. What more do you want? Alvin Kamara barely touched the ball, and they still were able to put up a lot of points. So that is definitely huge. Now the Saints have to go on the road. It is at Mile High. How are they going to deal with that? We'll have to see, but we are going to just take the pure talent straight up of the Saints team. And we saw what Drew Lock did last week against a decent Miami defense. Drew Lock was able to get all the dink and dunk. Dolphins couldn't stop it, unfortunate, but Drew Lock still didn't throw any touchdowns last week, and I think the Saints defense is better than the Dolphins defense. So the Broncos have to face a better defense. Drew Lock is not going to get all the dink and dunk. Drew Lock is actually going to be kind of competed against with Taysom Hill. I mean, Tua really didn't do anything, and then with Ryan Fitzpatrick came in, I mean, the game was almost over at that point. So we really couldn't do anything offensively. I mean, Tua didn't even put up 100 yards passing, where Taysom Hill last week, he was slinging the ball around 200 plus yards passing. Absolutely fantastic. So I get the better quarterback with the Saints this week. I get the better defense, and we're going to swallow the 6.5. I expect Taysom Hill, the dual threat of himself, is going to really hurt this Broncos defense. I don't know if they are going to be able to keep up with Taysom Hill. They kind of got a little bit of taste with that last week with Tua, but I mean, Taysom Hill is so much faster than Tua, folks. Denver's really going to struggle. The 1% that I could see happening is that the Saints aren't ready for the Mile High weather. I mean, they're in a dome every week. They're not used to Denver's altitude. Is that going to be a factor? Maybe, but I'm still going to expect Taysom Hill. He's a young blood, fresh legs, ready to go. He only played one game this season, looked incredible. Now he's going to be trying to look incredible his second straight week, and I think he can do it, and I just cannot trust Drew Lock. He's still turning the ball over. He still threw an interception last week. Yeah, it came kind of early on their first drive, but it still happened, and if it wasn't for the Dolphins defense not stopping the dink and dunk, the man wouldn't have really done anything last week. So like the Saints here, we're going to swallow the 6.5. Cannot trust Drew Lock, and I think the Saints with Taysom Hill and all their weapons, and I think they use Alvin Kamara a lot more this week to really just kind of spread out this Broncos defense and keeps them at bay, because you're going to have the speed of Taysom Hill and the speed and the elusiveness of Alvin Kamara coming at you both ways. They're not going to stop it. That's going to open up the free deep balls to their best wide receivers that Taysom Hill can throw the ball to. The man can sling it, folks. The man can sling the ball. He's not all just legs, even though he had 2 rushing touchdowns last week. He's still very, very good. All right, so that's going to be our 99% guarantees. We got Chiefs minus 3.5, Cardinals minus 2, and Saints minus 6.5. We're swallowing the points on our 99% guarantees. The odds are plus 611. You put $500 on this. Oops, I put 600. You put $500 on this. You're looking at, once again, $3,500, folks. However you want to win $3,500, we just gave you 2 options there. Put 500 on either one of these 2 team parlays, and you're walking away with 35 big ones, folks. Alrighty, so those are our picks. Just to refresh, we got Titans plus 3. Bills minus 4.5, Bears plus 9.5, Chiefs minus 3.5, Cardinals minus 2, and Saints minus 6.5. Alrighty, folks, on our second half of the show today, we are going to be looking at Mitch Trunisky. He is starting this week for the Bears. Absolutely fantastic. This is going to be kind of his last audition. He knows he's playing for another contract, whether that contract be a starting contract or a backup contract. He wants to stay in the league. He wants to stay relevant. He wants to stay competitive. So Mitch Trunisky is really going to have to come out and be explosive here on Sunday night against the Green Bay Packers, and I think he definitely can. This Bears defense has really won them all 5 of their games. It's not their offense. It's not Mitch Trunisky. It's not Nick Foles. It's their defense keeping them alive for 5 games. All right, so let's just we're gonna take a look at his stats from this season and his career. We're not gonna look at any college film since we have NFL tape on him. There's no reason to look at his rookie his college numbers, so we're not gonna look at that. So we're gonna look at his numbers this year and last year's. We're going to look at his playoff appearances, one playoff appearance. We're going to look at a random kind of highlight package, and then we'll kind of start looking at some of his games this season as well, because he did start 3 games, got kind of pulled early in that 3rd game. So without further ado, let's just get into Mitch Trunisky, kind of our Saturday showcase. So let's start kind of just in his career stats, and then we'll look at what he did this season. But started in 2017, started 12 games, went 4-8, but his completion percentage was 59% his first year, 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He threw for 2,100 yards. Not a bad rookie season. Completion percentage at 60% is decent, 59% decent. The touchdowns is not a lot. 7 touchdowns is not a lot. And then he's 1-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, which is never good. Want to be at least 2-to-1. But he definitely stepped it up his second year, probably his best year. Played 14 games, 11-3, got to the playoffs, the wild card. We are going to take a look at that game. 66% completion percentage, fantastic. We love that. That's higher than kind of normal, so that's very good. He threw for 3,200 yards, 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. We can definitely get behind that. This man had a fantastic year. This is really a great year, folks. These are great stats. Over 65% completion is absolutely fantastic. 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio, very, very good as well. And then 2019, he maybe took a little bit of a step back a little bit. His completion percentage went down to 63%, but his attempts went up, but his yards went down, so that is not good. He kind of took a step back this year. They asked him to do a lot more. Completion percentage came down, and yards came down. That's never good. So he had 516 attempts his 3rd year. His best year, his 2nd year, he only threw the ball 434 times. So about a 70 more passes in 2019 than 2018. He went 8-7. He had a 63% completion percentage. He only threw for 3,100 yards. How do you throw the ball 70 more times and have 100 less yards? I don't get it. Not good. Touchdowns came down as well, 17 touchdowns. Interceptions went down, but I mean, it's not even 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. 17 touchdowns, 10 picks, not good. And then that brings us to this season. He's only played 3 games. He won all 3 of them because of their defense, but he's had a 59% completion percentage, 560 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. When you look at it like that, they don't look too bad, but he's only played 3 games, so you don't get a great picture. The completion percentage is not that good. 59%. Starting NFL quarterbacks really should be between 62 and 65. That's good average completion percentage. Anything more than 65 is very good. Anything less than really 62 is not good, folks. So let's look at his game logs for this year. First game against Detroit, he had a 55% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Very well done. Second game, 64% completion, so getting a little bit better, but 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, not great. And then the game he got pulled in because he threw a pick, 59% completion percentage against Atlanta, only 128 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, not looking too well. All right, let's go into his one playoff game. Actually, let's go to his highlights. This is 2018 to 2019 highlight package. We're going to trust this YouTube user to know what he's talking about. Sports Productions. Follow this man on YouTube if you want. We're going to trust his judgment that these are Mitch Trubisky's best plays from last season and see what we get. Is there anything to like about this man? Is he making the good throws? Let's see what we get. So we'll break down his highlights, and then we'll look at the playoff game from 2018, 2019 as well. So the first play, kind of a wide open pass. Got it to was wide receiver, very good, decent pass, but he was kind of wide open, not too hard of a throw to make. It is a tougher throw to make when it's kind of a tighter window than it was, but Mitch Trubisky gets it off. He's going to step up here. His legs is, a decent asset for him. They're not, his main asset, but they are, something that you do have to worry about with Mitch Trubisky. He shows it here, just kind of runs right up the middle, maybe kind of the same speed as Daniel Jones, a little slower than Daniel Jones, but he still has some good escapability right here. I mean, folks, not a lot of quarterbacks can make just kind of this move in general to kind of escape the pocket. Look at this move, just kind of the 360 turnaround and then kind of stay on that same spot that you left from, and then he delivers a fantastic ball here. This is an absolutely perfect play. This really just showcases everything that Mitch Trunisky can do. The great escapability and the good accuracy off the run as well. He's got it sometimes. This is a great throw. This is the throw. It's a tighter throw than the one that we saw the first play, but it's still kind of that kind of out route at the sideline, and you have to throw it between the linebacker and the safety, or the corner and the safety, and he makes a beautiful throw right there. Very well done. All right, here we go again. And look at him go again. He shows he can have the touch. This is a tight window to get it in. Very tight, right over the corner, right before the safety, and he makes it work. And that's what we want from Mitch Trunisky on an every game basis. This is all wide open. Nothing, nothing great there. It's wide open. I could make that throw. Maybe not, because I don't think I could throw it that far, but you understand it's wide open. Anybody can deliver a wide open ball. Mitch Trunisky here steps up in the pocket, and here we go with the speed again, outrunning the defenders. So, I mean, he really does have similar speed to Daniel Jones. I would say maybe just a little slower than Daniel Jones, but he still has some decent legs. Here it is, the play action. I mean, the read option. He even falls running like Daniel Jones does. He gets so excited. He's like, I can't believe I have this much space. And he tumbles down. I mean, this man is Daniel Jones running the ball, truly. Okay. So we have a comparable speed to Daniel Jones. That's always good to keep in mind. Here we go. He's going to air it out here. And that's what I'm talking about. The deep ball. Let's count the yards. How far is this deep ball? What is his arm looking like? He's going to launch this one from about the 17-yard line all the way down to about the 36. So that's decent there. 17 to the 50. What is that? 33 yards. And then you add another, 15 on top of that. You're looking at almost close to 50 yards. Not bad. Here he goes. Once again, the escapability, keeps his eyes down the field, and then decides to take off, and he's able to run it in for the touchdown. So keeps the play alive with his legs, keeps his eyes down the field, and makes the right decision of running it in for the touchdown. So he is showing, promise here. Mitch Trunisky decides to not unload it all the way and uses his legs again. This is an asset for him, and he's utilizing it. Why not? And then, that's all bad defense there. The poor tackling. He definitely probably should have gotten down, but he's going to take what the defense gives him there. All right, here we go again. Delivers an absolute strike over the middle of the field. Very well done. Tight pass to make. You're definitely putting your receiver in harm's way, but, he makes it worth it with a decent thrown ball. 3rd and 15 now, and he's going to air it out. This is one-on-one coverage. Receiver coming back to the ball a little bit. If the defender actually was playing the ball and didn't kind of get lost there towards the end, this is probably broken up or picked. I mean, he's throwing kind of a one-on-one jump ball to Allen Robinson, who's already not the tallest wide receiver, and then he throws it short. I mean, this is a little bit of an underthrown ball, just a little bit. All right, let's move on. What else do we got? Is this going to be no, here we go. Another play here. Mitch Trunisky drops back, feels the pressure coming, escapes it. Look at him go, keeps his eyes down the field, and once again delivers a great ball. When this man is, feeling the pressure on the run, he's still able to be accurate with the ball. It's a promising sign. Here he is, the escapability again. This is the Russell Wilson escapability, the kind of I'm going this way and then the sun would turn around and then go the opposite direction. His kind of lateral quickness is very, very good. He can escape the pockets as good as Russell Wilson, folks. Mitch Trunisky loads it up, and that's a great ball there. Well done. Throwing kind of from the left side to the right side of the field. Got it there over all the defenders and really slung it there. Let's see how deep this is, because this is just kind of a fastball deep, and he threw from the 35 all the way down to about the 30-yard line. Good, solid throw there. I mean, he shows some signs of promise. I mean, everything that we're seeing here in this highlight package, sadly, that's the last play, but that's better than anything I've seen Nick Foles do, at all this season. So I definitely agree with, bringing Mitch Trunisky back in the starting lineup. I thought they kind of benched him a little early. He's going into his last year of his contract here, and they benched him 3 games in, mid-game 3. That was a little disrespectful, I thought. You have these 2 quarterbacks coming into the season, and they're kind kind of similar. Not winning the big games, little bit of a kind of a game manager type quarterback, nothing too special, nothing too bad about them. And, to bench Mitch Trubisky 3 games in, it was a little disrespectful in my opinion. So they bench him 3 games in. So that was his 2018-2019 season. Let's look at his wild card game. We'll break down the stats real quick before we watch the highlights, but he didn't throw any interceptions. I think he threw for 300 yards in this game as well. So here it is, the playoff game against Philadelphia. He had a 60% completion percentage, 303 yards, 1 touchdown, no pick. That's not bad, folks. That's decent for your first playoff game. So let's see what went wrong. They lost 16-15, close game. Here it is, the 2018 wildcard game. Eagles-Bears. We're only going to be looking at the Bears here because we're only interested in Nick Foles. So let's go to the Bears offense. I think is he facing Nick Foles at quarterback? Let me see this. I see who I think it was Nick Foles, the quarterback here. Yeah, he was. So Nick Foles went against Mitch Trubisky. This is kind of crazy. So this is the point. Matt Nagy knew that, hey, he just beat us. We got to get him as quarterback because if Mitch Trubisky can't be Nick Foles, that's not good. So Matt Nagy sees what he's able to do and drafts him. So here it is, the Bears' first possession offensively. Let's see what we get from Mitch Trubisky. Good, solid throw, strike over the middle on 3rd and 5. Well to pick up the first down and to go to your number 1 wide receiver. Another 3rd and 10. I mean, we do see this a lot, and he almost throws a pick 6 there. Not a good throw. This is kind of what we see, the bad parts of Mitch Trubisky, making kind of the late reads when you just need to pull it down and live for another down to float this ball in. That's going to get picked 9 times out of 10 and be a pick 6 9 times out of 10 as well. All right, so let's skip to Mitch Trubisky's next drive. And that I did want to kind of bring up this point. When we were watching that kind of highlights from 2018, 2019, I mean, a lot of those good plays that Mitch Trubisky made were on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 10. So that just goes to show that they love 3rd down, that there are a lot of 3rd downs, and there's a lot of 3rd downs that they don't pick up because of Mitch Trubisky. So once again, that's something that we have to keep in mind. Once again, 3rd and 4 and a bad pass. The drive stalls. I mean, they only put up 15 points this game, folks. That's not very high scoring. All right, Nick Foles here. Let's see a Nick Foles pass here. No, they're going to run it, so he ruins it. He ruins that. 2nd and 11. Let's see if we get Nick Foles here. Here we go. Nick Foles. Good outside ball to their number 1 wide receiver, Alshon Jeffrey. Let's keep it here. Let's see what Nick Foles got. Play action pass. Nice little floater, wide open. Nothing too great. That is wide open, though. Nick Foles again, just right over the middle. Dink. Oh, he's going to throw a pick. This is a pick. Wow. Catch and fumble, though. We'll watch it again in real time. Catch, fumble, rip out. He's going to go all the way. Is he going to go the distance? He's going to go the distance. Nobody's catching him. Damn, he's fast. Woo. That's a fast linebacker right there. Gosh darn. They're going to call him down. They called him down right there. Unfortunate. So now we get Nick Foles here or Mitch Trubisky, and he throws a decent ball here, 1st and 10. Delivers a nice strike right on the money, exactly where he had to place it. And now we get him on 3rd and 10 in the Eagles territory here. He rolls out and he decides to keep it. And oh no, he just goes out of bounds, doesn't fight for the extra yards, and he lives. He costs the first down there. Maybe would have been able to pick up the first down if he didn't run out of bounds. Maybe delivered a shot, maybe able to pick it up. Decides not to. Not the best look for Mitch Trubisky in a playoff game. Gotta sacrifice your body to win every game. All right, we get Nick Foles slinging the ball a little bit here. Look at the touch on that. Damn, that's a tough pass to make. Barely just got it in there. And then here he is on the run, and that's picked. Classic Nick Foles mistake. Classic Nick Foles mistake right there. Lazy quarterback play. Thought he had something, not recognizing all the coverage, and he throws the pick in the end zone. Not good. All right, here we go. Back with Mitch Trunisky. Wide open. Delivers a good ball. But it is wide open. Not the greatest. Trying to do something before the 2-minute warning. Nice little check down there. Here we go. 2nd and 3. He's going to go deep in a decent pass here. Oh, and it goes incomplete. This is a little underthrown by Mitch Trunisky. Let's watch this one more time. The receiver has this man beat. The safety cannot come over in time. Mitch Trunisky needs to lay this ball out way more in front of this receiver. I mean, he's going to throw this from the 45, and it gets all the way down to the 10. Mitch Trunisky can throw more than 35 yards. Come on. Come on, this is just underthrown. This is kind of the deep ball accuracy that's not good by Mitch Trunisky. That should have been a touchdown if he lays it out in front of the receiver. Because he underthrows the ball, the defender can get his hand in there and break up the play. I mean, this is 100% on Mitch Trunisky underthrowing this ball. Unfortunate. Damn. All right, here we go. 3rd and 3 coming up. Very next play where he underthrew the ball and he delivers a very good strike for the first down. All right, makes up for it. Very well done. Now he goes, steps up in the pocket, delivers an absolute strike, and he almost throws an interception in the end zone. This should have been picked off. Once again, dueling quarterbacks now on the same team throwing red zone interceptions. What makes you see somebody throw a red zone interception and then makes you want to pick up that player to be your new franchise quarterback? I don't know what Matt Nagy was thinking, having both these quarterbacks on the same roster. So he gets bailed out there. Not a good look for Mitch Trunisky. This man does show some promise. That's what's so hard. I mean, we know this isn't, a great team. We understand it, but Mitch Trunisky has the ability. He has the legs. He has proven that he has the arm. Just needs to hone it in, the accuracy a little bit better, the better reads, better decision making. But he's shown that he has all the talent to really kind of make most of the throws. We still have to see him make the deep ball one a little bit more consistently. But the legs and his decent medium ball accuracy should be enough for him to be a game manager in this league. All right, let's keep going through this. We're probably going to cut this one a little short because, we're seeing everything we need to see from Mitch Trunisky, and we know that this is a low-scoring game, so we know it doesn't really get any better here. This is Nick Foles. Let's see his deep ball here. He's going to take a shot. Throws it from about the 50. That's great coverage. Very well done, and they call pass interference. I don't like it. Comes back, plays the ball, looking at the ball the whole time. I don't like that. Little bailout there, and then Nick Foles. I cannot keep these names right. I'm sorry, folks. I know I'm correcting it halfway through every single time. All right, here we go. Mitch Trunisky finally back on offense. We'll watch this last drive. We probably should watch till he gets the touchdown. But, here it is. Look at this. This is my pet peeve. On 3rd and 8, you throw short of the sticks, and then they rally and tackle, and he's 2 yards short. Mitch Trunisky, you have to make the better read. I understand that he was wide open, but he's wide open for a reason. They're giving up everything underneath, and then they go and rally to tackle. You have to throw the ball at the first down marker, folks. On 3rd and 8, on 3rd and long, you have to throw it at the marker. He doesn't do it there. They turn it over on down, or they don't turn it over on downs. They have to punt. Nick Foles goes back on offense. All right, a lot later, nothing happens. Classic. Mitch Trunisky back on offense here. Wide open. Delivers a great ball, though. But that is, once again, wide open, and that definitely hurts him. Let's see if they convert the touchdown here. We get another 3rd and 9. He's going to step up. He's going to take off. And he's not that quick. The Eagles' defense is all over him. So, yeah, I would definitely say he is slower than Daniel Jones. We are right on that. Once again, they have to settle for a field goal. Defense keeping them in the game, 10-9 game. Let's get back to Mitch Trunisky on offense here. Start of the 4th quarter. Trunisky fires in a tight window. This is what's so frustrating. He goes and makes this throw. That's a tight throw to make. And he delivers it in there. A nice rocket there. Gets it there quickly. Avoids all the defenders. Decent throw. Here he is slinging it over the top again. And that's the 4th time they hit the over-the-top route? Damn. They get to the point where there's so much dink and dunk that they take the shot and they hit all the shots and they hit it again. Receiver just beats the defender. all day. Mitch Trubisky, once again, a little bit of an underthrown ball. The receiver is waiting and waiting and waiting for it to get there. But, hey, we give the man credit. It is a touchdown. The receiver was all wide open. Mitch Trubisky was just trying to deliver an accurate ball that would go for a touchdown, and it did. All right, so let's cut off the all right, hang on. Let's see the 2-point conversion here. Does not get it. How unfortunate. Let's see if he has a chance to go win the game anywhere. Does he have the last possession here? That's all I would care about. Let's skip to the Eagles score. I mean, look at this Bears defense going at it right down to the 1. My God. And then they go for it on 4th and goal. I mean, this Bears defense is still good, folks. Unfortunate. Just look at that. They literally lose the game on 4th and goal, about an inch. I mean, he barely got the. I mean, he did get it on the line, but he didn't get it like 2 yards deep in the end zone. He got it like a half yard over the actual touchdown line. So this Bears defense was really giving it all they got, and this is what I expect that we see on Sunday Night Football against the Packers. So now the Bears have 1 minute. Let's watch Mitch Trubisky work. Let's see how he works with 1 timeout. All they have to get is a field goal, and they got set up with a fantastic return. They're starting at their own 42-yard line. How does Mitch Trubisky not win this game? And then he delivers a fantastic ball. Once again, this is the tight throw that they have to make, and he goes and throws it. Wow. Wow. Here we go. Bears on the 32 of Philadelphia, and he goes and slings it again, facing the pressure, delivers an 8-yard strike to, once again, the Bears' best receiver at the time. Then they're going to clock it. All they're going to do is clock it right here. All right, 3rd and 2 with 15 seconds left. Does Mitch Trubisky make the right decision? Well done. This is a fantastic ball. Hey, we've got 1 shot at the end zone. Let's take it. 1-on-1 matchup. I'll throw this where only the receiver can get it. This has no chance of being tipped or picked off. That's a great throw, recognizing game situational awareness. That's fantastic by Mitch Trubisky. And then we get this field goal here, and they're going to just miss this from 43 yards. Off the upright. Wow. And that's how the Bears lose. A heartbreaker. Mitch Trubisky's first playoff appearance. A decently led game at the end by Mitch Trubisky. Some great throws. Matt Nagy in disbelief. I'm in disbelief watching this as well. You just hit the upright on 43 yards. Given the game. How unfortunate. All right, so that's what Mitch Trubisky can do well, folks. I mean, it's good, it's solid football, but I don't know. We'll take a look at maybe one thing he's done this season. He faced the Lions week 1. Is there anything good that we can take away and maybe look at? Let's look at this 11-play drive, maybe. Let's see what he's doing this season. So let's cue this drive up and see if we need to see any more, but 3:12 left in the 3rd quarter. Let's get to this game. He has the abilities, folks. He has the talent. He just needs to put it together better than what he has. He's better than Nick Foles. He is better than Nick Foles. I am going to say that. I would rest my reputation on that. All right, so here we go. Mitch Trubisky, 11-play touchdown drive. That's not good. I mean, inaccurate, swing pass, screen pass, not good. Can't be inaccurate on these short throws that need to get out of your hands quickly and be on as target as possible, because you need to just catch it quickly and get upfield as quickly as possible. That's the part of the screen. That's the idea of a screen. Get it out quickly. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10. Hand it off. Goes nowhere. We're going to get 3rd and 11. 3rd and 10 still. Mitch Trubisky drops back. Once again, kind of a wide open ball. He can make these throws. They're also down 23-6 at this point. Once again, I mean, what a tight throw here. God dang, what a tight throw, and he makes it. Let's see if we get a replay of this, because this throw is wild. Threw this ball perfectly. Let's see if it is still perfect on the second look on replay. But he's kind of going to go towards triple coverage a little bit. And he delivers this ball absolutely perfectly right where it had to be. And he trusts his wide receivers to go and get the ball. I mean, folks, this is Allen Robinson. He can go up and get the ball. Alrighty, here we go. Mitch Trunisky in the red zone. Let's see him perform well here. We know it caps off with a touchdown, so let's see how it goes. Steps up in the pocket, using his legs, and there it is, 5 yards. Decent legs, nothing too special, but still very solid legs. Makes it 2nd and 4, picks up 6. All right, we're gonna get a shot here at the end zone. It is gonna be missed, unfortunately, but let's see how it looks. Play action pass on the run, wide open. Had about a step on the defender. Needs to be a little bit more accurate on that pass. I mean, it's a great idea. It's a great play call. It's a decent delivery, just unfortunate, overthrown. But, no chance of being picked, and that's what we want. If you're going to throw the ball incomplete, make sure that there's 0 chance of the defender getting it. And he just has to be a little bit more accurate. I mean, that receiver's open. He's got the step. Got to just place it a little bit better. All right, 3rd and 4. Can he pick up another 3rd down here? Let's see. Throws it out to the flats. I mean, that's a fantastic catch, and it still, unfortunately, does not get to the 1st down marker. So it looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down here. Once again, Mitch Trunisky, throw the ball at the marker. I understand you're throwing it in the flats and you thought that the receiver could go and get the one-on-one matchup, but you threw the ball not very good, so time taken away to corral the ball. Sets up 4th and 1 here. And this is not even Mitch Trunisky here. This is going to be a direct snap to Cordell Patterson here. Oh, no, it is a pitch to Cordell Patterson. He goes all the way to the edge and just picks up enough for the 1st. Once again, not trusting Mitch Trunisky to pick up a 4th and goal. That's telling, folks. That is telling. Then they run that nice little shuffle pass inside. A lot of teams run it. I think we just saw it on Thanksgiving Day as well, possibly for a 2-point conversion. Everybody loves running it. Here it is, and this pass gets broken up. I mean, he tried to float it over the edge rusher. Does not get it over him. Could have been picked. Definitely broken up. All right, Mitch Trunisky, another chance, 3rd and goal. How many chances does this man need? Well, there he goes. Jimmy Graham, one-on-one matchup. Yes, sir. Give it to your tight end. And that's, I think, definitely going to be a nice opponent for Mitch Trunisky when he comes back in. I mean, most of his touchdowns this season were to Jimmy Graham, so watch out for that man to have a good game as well on Monday. But, yeah, I'm still going to stand by my Bears plus 9.5 pick. Mitch Trunisky, he has the ability to make it. He's been benched. He's been working. He knows he has to step it up a little bit in this game, and I think he will, at least for maybe this one game. I don't know if he's going to be able to kind of continue to do it throughout the rest of the season, but I think he is going to step it up here, plus 9.5. We get 9.5 points. I think he can keep it close, and I think the defense is going to help him as well. All right, so that's it. That's what we got today. We just looked at Mitch Trunisky. We made our picks, and we're good to go for tomorrow. We will be back tomorrow, noon Eastern, right before kickoff, really up until kickoff, giving you our final thoughts, last-second picks, last-second, advice, last-second, all that, our final thoughts, what we've been saying all week. We'll give our final thoughts, so you can go back to that video after the games have been played, see where we were right and see where we were wrong. But we will be back here tomorrow live, noon Eastern, twitch.tv/takesbyfans, folks. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you.